I am Moses, born of an enslaved people, raised in the palace of the oppressor, shaped by the desert, and called by the voice of the Eternal. My life was torn between two worlds, the luxury that was never truly mine, and the suffering that flowed in the blood of my brothers. The bush burned, and the voice commanded me to return to Egypt, not as a fugitive, but as a messenger. I was to stand before Pharaoh, the most powerful man on earth, and demand what seemed impossible. Let my people go. I returned with fear, with doubts, with a heavy tongue and a conflicted heart. My brother Aaron would speak for me, but the message was mine. I walked again into the palace where I had once lived as an adopted son and faced the throne that now represented the prison of an entire nation. Pharaoh laughed. He laughed at my request. He laughed at my God. He laughed at the thought that slaves could ever be free.
And believed power could be imitated. His heart closed itself, and the moment of warning came to an end.
That was when the Eternal began to show Egypt that there is a power above all thrones. The first plague, the Nile turned to blood. The Nile was the life of Egypt. Its waters fed the crops, quenched the thirst, sustained the people. I lifted my staff, and the waters became blood. Fish died, the river rotted, and the stench filled the air. Egypt could not drink. The source of life had become death. But Pharaoh hardened his heart. The second plague, the frogs. Frogs came up from the river by the thousands. They invaded homes, beds, kitchens, temples. They were everywhere. What had been a simple creature of the marsh became a suffocating presence. Egypt could not sleep. Pharaoh asked me to pray for their removal. He promised to release the people. The frogs died. Their bodies piled up, and the land reeked. And Pharaoh changed his mind. The third plague, the gnats. The dust of the earth became tiny insects that crawled over bodies, clothes, hair. Even the priests of Egypt could not keep themselves clean. For the first time, Pharaoh's magicians said, "This is the finger of God." But Pharaoh's heart was stone. The fourth plague, the flies. Swarms of flies filled the air. They entered eyes, ears, food. Egypt descended into chaos. Yet there was one difference. In the land of Goshen, where my people lived, there were no flies. For the first time, the separation was unmistakable. Still, Pharaoh resisted.
He asked for relief, but not for repentance.
Own time has been our fairnest. This is a massively living. It is very hard. Aged, withers into the rebelness. The Lord warned him again, even over the wealth of his land.
The fifth plague, the pestilence on livestock. The Egyptian animals began to die. Horses, cattle, sheep. The wealth of Egypt fell in the fields. But the herds of the Hebrews remained alive. Pharaoh sent men to verify it. It was true. Even so, he would not yield.
He verified the truth and still refused to yield.
The Lord commanded us to take the ashes of Egypt itself, to carry them to the face of its king, and to show him the weight of the judgment he has chosen.
The sixth plague, the boils. Ashes thrown into the air became sores upon the skin of the Egyptians. Painful, festering wounds. Even the magicians could not stand before me. Their own bodies cried out. But Pharaoh's pride spoke louder than his pain.
Could no longer stand.
The seventh plague, the hail and fire. The sky darkened, and a storm fell unlike any before. Hail mixed with fire struck the land, destroying crops, trees, animals, men. Egypt was attacked from above. Some Egyptians, fearing the word of the Eternal, brought their servants and livestock indoors. They were spared. Those who did not listen suffered greatly. Pharaoh, shaken, confessed, "I have sinned." He asked for the storm to stop. When the sky cleared, he hardened his heart again. The eighth plague, the locusts. The wind brought a cloud that darkened the horizon. Locusts descended like a living wave. They devoured what little vegetation remained. Egypt was left without green, without harvest, without hope. Pharaoh's advisors pleaded, "How long will this man be a snare to us?" But Pharaoh wanted to control even the freedom of slaves. He tried to impose conditions. The Eternal does not negotiate chains. The ninth plague, the darkness. Then came silence, a darkness so thick it could be felt. It was not merely the absence of light, but the presence of something heavy and oppressive. For 3 days, Egypt did not move. No one could see their own face. People remained where they were, trapped in the blackness. But in Goshen, there was light. Pharaoh, desperate, called for me. He said we could go, but without our livestock. I refused. Furious, he shouted, "Get out of my sight. The day you see my face again, you will die."
Leave this palace, Moses!
I replied, "I will never see your face again." I knew what was coming. The 10th plague, the death of the firstborn. That night, every Hebrew family marked their doors with the blood of a lamb. We stayed inside, silent, dressed to depart, sandals on our feet, staff in hand. Egypt slept, unaware that the very breath of the nation was about to be touched. At midnight, a cry swept across the land, a wail from house to house. The firstborn of every Egyptian family died, from the palace to the prison. Not a single house was without mourning, even Pharaoh's own son. This was not a plague of noise, insects, or storms. It was silence, followed by grief. Pharaoh summoned me in the night. His voice no longer held a throne. It held desperation. "Rise up, leave, go, take everything, and bless me also." We left Egypt not as slaves fleeing, but as a people released. The Egyptians gave us gold, silver, clothing. They hurried our departure, fearing they would all perish. As we walked toward the desert, I looked back and understood. Each plague had not merely been punishment. It had been a confrontation. The invisible God facing the gods of Egypt one by one. The river, fertility, health, the sky, the light, life itself. In the end, it was clear. No throne, no empire, no human arrogance can stand against the will of the Eternal. And that is how Egypt learned through pain what my people would learn through faith. That freedom is not born from the strength of man, but from the authority of God.